Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the channel. This is Red Prep and building up to Manchester United taking on arch rivals Arsenal at Old Trafford in the Premier League. Both teams find themselves on the absolutely polar opposite ends of the spectrum. Arsenal are going for the league for the first time in 2 decades. Obviously, they gave City a fight last year, but this time around they are right at the top of the table at this moment. City have a game in hand, but they have to play Tottenham. So Arsenal will be hoping that if they can rout Manchester United on the weekend, then they can surely hope to regain the top spot in the country again. Manchester United are absolutely reeling. They're in the doldrums after being embarrassed by Crystal Palace. They've got one victory in their last five fixture, and that was against Sheffield United 4-2 at Old Trafford. The manager, Erik ten Hag, is a dead man walking. The players have actually given up. They don't want to play for this manager, and even if they did, they don't have the quality to play against or even compete against even the bottom dwellers in this league. Once we had a 8-2 victory against Arsenal at Old Trafford, and Wenger was relegated to the stands. A Wayne Rooney hat-trick to boot, and it was a tremendous performance of Manchester United. But I'm afraid Arsenal can actually exact revenge for that embarrassing loss and post their own historic victory against Manchester United at Old Trafford and make it a theatre of nightmare for Manchester United and its global fan base. Coming to historical head-to-head, of course, United have a favourable record at Old Trafford and overall in the English league as well. Yeah, even last year, Arsenal were top of the league when they came to Old Trafford, and Erik ten Hag was still new to the club, but they managed to get the 3-1 victory against Arsenal. Even though Arsenal dominated both the halves, United were able to hit them on the counter-attack, get the goals from Rashford as well as Anthony. And this time around as well, Arsenal are top of the league. They're going for the league. They're in within touching distance of the trophy. I don't see United stopping the juggernaut, especially in the form they have been over the last few months, and certainly with the injuries they're carrying right now. On any given day, fans can expect United to show up and actually compete with the arch rivals like Arsenal, and especially because they want to stop Arsenal from getting the championship, but I don't see that happening in this match. And honestly, I can see a complete rout at Old Trafford on the weekend. Obviously, style of play, Arsenal like to play with the ball. They've got great technical ability in ODEGAARD, in Jorginho. They've got legs with Declan Rice, Saka, Martinelli, as well as Thomas Partey. Of course, they've got the trickery of Trossard, who's come in the side and scored some vital goals. And he's been playing in the place of Martinelli recently. So they've got plenty of options. But the surprise package has been Kai Havertz, who's been actually clinical for the last few weeks. And certainly with the performances against Chelsea and Tottenham, I can see Arsenal running roughshod over Manchester United, actually putting up to the sword. Coming to the danger man, of course, Kai Havertz has been the man in form. Their top goal scorer is Bukayo Saka. The likes of Odegaard, Declan Rice have chipped in with some important goals. They've actually spread the goals around, and they've been in top form defensively as well. Of course, the best centre-back partnership of the league, Saliba and Gabriel, have been outstanding for the last couple of seasons. Ben White has come back into form, and Tomiyasu has replaced Zinchenko in the left-back position, and they look solid. They haven't conceded the kinds of goal they were conceding in the fag end of last season, which actually led to their demise at the very last mile in the run-in. But even if they want to, be more dominant and attack us a lot more, I can see Zinchenko coming in and dominating with that inverted fullback position that he likes to play. The injury in midfield has been tremendous, with the likes of Declan Rice and Odegaard in scintillating form. Thomas Partey has come back recently, and he's fitted into the team seamlessly. David Raya has been consistent. Of course, he is prone to some errors and he can, give some easy goals away, but overall, I think he's been consistent and certainly a solid replacement for Aaron Ramsdale. Let's move to the tactical board and break down the prospective lineups and formations for both the teams. Of course, United are going to play with that 4-2-3-1. It will deteriorate into a 3-1-6, and there'll be, spaces like the Sahara Desert all over the pitch, especially in midfield. But I think if players are fit enough, I think Evans and Casemiro will start. If Martinez is fit, he might come into the match. I like to see Amrabat give some protections, much needed protection to the likes of Evans and Casemiro. Fernandes might be back. He hardly misses a match, so I expect him to be back for this match. HOJLUND, even though he's not good enough, he's the only striker available, so he'll start. If it were to me, I'd start with somebody like Wheatley and put a spanner in the works for Arsenal and try to surprise them a bit. Of course, Garnacho is going to start. I like to see Ahmad start over Anthony. And if Fernandes is not fit, I can see Ahmad going to that number 10 role and Anthony sticking to the right flank. I see Wan-Bissaka playing on this left back position against Saka because of his pace. I don't see Dalo playing there, though in fact he has played against Saka well in the left back position. So I like to swap that as well. Not that Eric Ten Hag is going to make that change. Of course, Ericsson has been found out lately without the legs. But if we can manage to play with the double pivot and give some opportunity to the likes of Ahmad and HOJLUND, Garnacho, Anthony to run riot on counter attacks, there might be a possibility for us. But I don't expect United to show any kind of fight. And as long as they can keep a clean sheet, they'll be in the match. But as soon as they concede their first goal, I think floodgates would open and Arsenal going to run away with it. Coming to the Arsenal team, they're very settled. They hardly have any injury. Timber has been coming back. Of course, his progression has been slow after his surgery, so he hasn't played after that. But Ben White has been in great form. Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu has been playing well recently, and they make a solid back four. Of course, Partey has come in, providing that kind of screen in front of them, and that has released the likes of Declan Rice. Of course, Odegaard plays forward and giving a lot more, options for Arsenal in the box. And a lot of players have been scoring goals for them. Saka has been also in good goal scoring form. I don't think he's been as good this season, but certainly he's scoring goals and he's the top goal scorer, especially in the league. HAVERTZ is the surprise package. He looks confident. He is a confidence player, and since he's been scoring recently, we had a brace against Chelsea as well. I can see him adding to that in this match. Trossard is a tricky player. He's great with the ball. He's not got as much pace as someone like Martinelli, but he's certainly more inventive, a lot more unpredictability about what he's going to do. And he usually likes to cut in, but he can go on the outside and even score from his left foot. So I think Arsenal have got everything to lose here. There won't be any expectation for Manchester United. Even their fans won't expect them to win this match. If they can get a draw or if they can show some kind of fight, I think most fans would be happy with that because the team hasn't shown that all through the season, also the back end of last season. I can only see Arsenal routing Manchester United. If we can delay that first goal from Arsenal as long as we can, I think on counter-attack, someone like Ahmad or even Garnacho gets an opportunity, there might be a chance. But I certainly don't see Manchester United winning in this match. Of course, it's been a slow burner since Jim Ratcliffe or Jim Glazer and with his coterie have taken over the footballing operations at Old Trafford. There's been a lot of talk, but little action. And they have been quite shy and they haven't been trigger happy when it comes to the manager and keeping him in his job, which he is not cut out for. They haven't been ruthless. Of course, the bigger test would be the summer, and I expect Ten Hag to get his pink slip as soon as the summer arrives and as soon as the season ends. But I certainly would have liked if they'd taken the bullet and put him out of his misery even before the FA Cup and, bring in an interim for the last few matches, bring some zest and energy into the team, which is severely lacking. The man himself, Ten Hag, has been dire. He's got no personality, he's got no charisma. His interpersonal communication ability is absolutely horrific. And you can see with the fiasco with the likes of Sancho, even Cristiano Ronaldo going back last season, he's not cut out for top management, especially not at the club like Manchester United, where you have to control, where you have to get the best out of, some difficult personalities. And he's shown that he's not cut out for this job. He's not got the mettle to do the job at this level, especially at a club like Manchester United. Overall, I don't expect anything from this match. I honestly think if Crystal Palace can put 4 against us, and they should have won by a lot more, I can see Arsenal giving us a royal hiding on the day. I can easily see it United losing by 5 or 6 goal margin. But inshallah, I'm proven wrong and United can muster a miraculous victory on the day. Please join us for the Red Dissection episode where we break down all the action from the match. So until then, take care, do good, pray for Palestinians and all the oppressed people all across the globe. Assalamu alaikum.